Habari ma Afrika, mimi ni King. Nina furaha kukutana na wewe. Asante kwa kutazama King Setso. Ladies and gentlemen, Fikile Mbalula once again has taken a swipe at Panyaza Lesufi. It's not surprising, ladies and gentlemen. The race for the 2027 ANC elective conference has started. It has always started. In fact, it started that day when Panyaza Lesufi in Parliament looked at Paul Mashatile and Cyril Ramaphosa and said, President, there is a bill that is on your table. Please sign that bill. From there, it was clear to each and everyone in the ANC and outside the ANC, especially those who are very well vested into the ANC, that there is a faction of Panyaza Lesufi. There is a faction that does not go with white monopoly capitalists. From that day, we saw the temperature changing in the side of Fikile Mbalula. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, everything that Fikile Mbalula said comes from Cyril Ramaphosa. He is the mouthpiece. Don't think that Fikile Mbalula is speaking out of his own accord. He's speaking because he is instructed. Now, let me remind you guys, 2019 elective conference of the ANC cost 1 billion. That is what Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane was trying to show us, but those documents were sealed. Now, if 2019 cost about 1 billion, me and you can just imagine how much more the 2027 elective conference is going to cost, because there it is still not clear, 2 years to go, who is going to be the president of the African National Congress. Is it going to be Paul Mashatile? Is it going to be Fikile Mbalula? Or maybe even Panyaza might just beat them to that seat. So the Democratic Alliance has made it clear that the Bela Bill is a Panyaza Lesufi architect. This is what he tried to bring forward to get popularity, and that's what Fikile Mbalula is saying. So I want us to talk about the Bela Bill, the fight between Fikile Mbalula and Panyaza Lesufi, and also what the Minister of Basic Education, Kwahube, said about sending the instruction to her team to implement or to draw the guidelines and regulations and norms to implement certain sections of the Bela Bill for private schools. Let's talk about the Bela Bill and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Comrade President, I want to close on this score, and my apologies to those that are partners in the government of national unity. Comrade President, there is something that is called the Basic Education Amendment Laws. I'm asking you, President, politely and respectfully so, sign that law. Sign that law.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Setso. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinjiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, we're talking the Bela Bill. But before I do that, let me thank each and every one of you who have donated to the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture in December. You guys, to me, you are very special because it is a difficult month. Everyone is working so hard throughout the whole year so that they can enjoy their money with their family. But you guys have decided the assignment and the project of building a school for African children is still important to you. So I would like to thank you so much for making those contributions to Paseta. We thank you so much, and we'll make sure that your money is well used in developing this school for our children. And if you haven't already, and maybe you've got your bonus and maybe you've got a spare change somewhere, we are asking for 10,000 South Africans, or Africans rather, to donate, a seed of 50 rand per month so that we can build this school. I always say that this school will be built by black money for black children. It will be through African people for African people. No donations will come outside our race so that we can be proud of what we are doing at Baseta. So thank you so much. So let's get into this thing of Panyaza Lesufi. I did play you guys that clip where Panyaza Lesufi was looking at the president and he said, listen, there's a bill on your table. Please make sure that you sign that bill. If you look at Paul Mashatile's face on that video, I'll try to zoom in. Paul was shocked that Panyaza was this brave in front of opposition parties, in front of the government of national confusion, in front of everyone, in front of the nation. Panyaza Lesufi decides to turn around, looks at the president and points him actually with a finger and said, there is a bill on your table, please sign it. From there, he distinguished himself that he is different from the other people in the ANC. And we have seen about TK and the government, the provincial government of Gauteng siding with him, in what they did in sidelining the Democratic Alliance into provincial governments. But we saw a different side of Panyaza because he just crept in that moment. He was always doing great work. He was always the Minister of Education. He was always there under Makura and all of those things. He was always doing great things. But this made him stand out. But most importantly, that the thing that changes Fikile Mbalula's temperature is this issue of Panyaza Lesufi siding with the Communist Party, clearly speaking in their events that you guys, we don't want this nonsense of delaying the Bela Bill. We want our children to go to the same schools. Yeah, that thing. It made Panyaza Lesufi call Fikile Mbalula Tuli house.
If we can allow the Bela Bill to be diluted to be something that is not what it is, comrade, we have betrayed this revolution. And on this one, comrade, it's no retreat, no surrender. I want to urge COSATU, the SACP, SANCO, and all structures of the ANC, especially our education-based formations, SATU, COSAS, SASCO, the Youth League, YCL, and all other formations. If there is a period that we need to stand together for the sake of our children, that never and never again that our children will be denied quality education on the basis that they don't speak Afrikaans. And never again that our children will be denied access to an Afrikaans-led school that is next door where our parents stay, purely because that particular school has been declared a no-go area for our children. If we can't defend that as a collective, comrade, and if we can't defend that as alliance, if we can't defend that as progressive forces, comrade, then there's no justification why we exist as movements.
Now here's the mistake. You go to the Communist Party's event and now you start speaking positively about not favoring the government of national unity and also saying that you want your children to go to the same private schools as the white children. And you know very well that the Democratic Alliance is against that, even some factions in the ANC, because the ANC is so infiltrated, it's not funny, ladies and gentlemen. It's not funny. And some of us can sit here and judge these people and say, oh, yeah, no, they sold us. Hey, guys, we're talking serious money here. We're not talking 2 million here. We're not talking million. Guys, for the mere fact that we as South Africans are comfortable with not knowing the transitions that happen in the CR7 campaign, just shows us just how ignorant we are to the fact that everything is for sale in South Africa. Now you go to the Communist Party event and you start saying, we need to make sure that the Bela Bill is implemented. We need to be brave. We need to, you are exposing yourself as Panyaza Lesufi to, factions that are going to attack you. Now, the Communist Party has clearly said that they are going to, participate in the local elections in 2026. On their own as independents. So it is clear they are no longer on the side of the ANC. So why do you go and speak in the event smiling? Because you see Fikile Mbalula when he goes to the Communist Party events and he goes around Solima Paila, he tries to defend the decision that the ANC made to go into the government of national confusion, to say, no, it is an unpopular decision, but it is the strategic movement. You know, Fikile Mbalula tries to justify it, and he doesn't know that trying to justify all of this cack that the ANC did, he's not going to be able to claw back, because the only way he will be able to claw back is to buy votes. And we know in the ANC that is possible. And not only that, in the same event, Panyaza Lesufi said, we must reclaim the ANC back. What do you mean you must reclaim the ANC? Hey, now Panyaza.
We need to reclaim the African National Congress. And the message is very simple. If they are not ready to genuinely discuss the amendments that they want to make, if they think they can go through the back door and seek agreements that exclude majority, on the 13th of December, we have no choice but to plead with our president, implement the Bela Bill the way it is, will face the consequences of taking that particular decision. We are not apologetic. We're willing to listen, but it's quite clear that we are dealing with tricksters rather than people that genuinely want to deal with the issue. You can't hide behind a broomstick when you are a racist. We'll expose you. So our commitment, therefore, comrades, to the Bela Bill and related bills like NHI and many other things, we need to conclude those processes and implement those processes without further delay.
Now, this we must reclaim the ANC back. This is Panyaza speaking to the people who are saying, but the ANC has went off the track. It is no longer the ANC that we know. You know, Panyaza Lesufi was coming out with those t-shirts that were saying, don't kill Chris Hani again, and all of those things. The type of messaging that the die-hard ANC followers, like myself, want to hear. We want to hear that there's people in the ANC that can see good, but this thing, it has derailed from the direction that we want the ANC to go. Because almost all of us grew up in an ANC, household where we were supporting the ANC. But once Usiral came, and some of you might even say once Zuma came, the ANC started taking a different direction. You understand what I'm saying? So for him to say, sign the bill, we will take the consequences. We will face the consequences later on. And there was other times where he said, "Amakwala magacheche, let us the brave go forward. If you don't want to sign, we are sick and tired of those who are cowards. Let the cowards stand aside. Let us go forward." This is the type of messaging that Panyaza has been saying. And for me, I was like, hey, Upanyaza. Upanyaza is the last hope. And I don't want us to ever celebrate, especially us who claim to be Pan-African, to ever celebrate fully, please note the fully, ever celebrate fully the fall of the ANC. The fall of the ANC. Thinking that the ANC will fall so that the MK and the EFF will rise is not entirely true. Why? Because I don't trust the IEC. I'm sorry. I don't trust them. So I can see them taking the MK to 20-something% and dropping the ANC to the high 20s, 27, 28, 29, and improving the EFF to 12, 13, 14%. Who knows? They're going to make sure that the ANC needs the DA 24/7. So the fall of the ANC is actually not, so good for us. But who leads the ANC is more important. But now you've got a person like Fikile Mbalula who feels unprovoked. He wants to make a statement that he will deal with people that want to be popular, going against what the president is saying. Fikile.
It is a disappointment, this advance by the president and his cabinet, to those who said that we're going around preaching as though things won't happen. preaching as though things won't happen. Even within our ranks, there are people who are just on top of their voices. Bela Act must be implemented. There is leadership here in this country, led by Ramaphosa of the ANC. Why will others speak on the sideways as though there is doubt about leadership, that it won't be provided? It is wrong. It is populist. It is populist. And we will act against populism in the ranks of the ANC. We will. We are observing it. It is not plurality of ideas, intellectualism, dissent, genuine. It is populism. Why will any leader of the ANC not have confidence that matters of this nature are being handled and driven at a political level by the leadership of the ANC? When the president decided on this matter, leadership was provided, structures were briefed. Why now do we have to go on the sidelines that this must, as though there is doubt that the leadership will renege on the program of the National Democratic Revolution? Our mandate is very clear in this government, is to advance the NDR. Other forces and political parties, strategic opponents like the DA and other parties, the new arrivalists and all of that, will be opposed.
Fikile Mbalula is the only person in the ANC who sees nothing wrong with Government of National Unity and Cyril Ramaphosa. I am sorry to say statements like I think he is spot. I hope I'm wrong. It's a popular, a view out there that Fikile Mbalula is spot. People are saying that. How much is your soul worth, African child? For you to stand up and when another African child is saying, let's implement the Bela Bill, and you as an African brother, you've got a problem with that. You're actually labeling that as someone that wants to be popularist. So Panyaza must not say anything, because when Fikile, you are the mouthpiece of protecting white monopoly capitalists. How is Fikile Mbalula going to recover from this? What is the aspirations of Fikile Mbalula in the ANC? There is no other step. From Secretary General, you must be Deputy President or President. That should be your aim. And naturally, that's where you should grow. It's either you repeat that position or you go up. There's no other up. The up is Deputy and President from Secretary General. You understand? But my problem is his reasoning capacity. When someone is not educated, sometimes this education that our colonizers has gave us, at least it improves the reasoning capacity. The way his logic in reasoning is heartbreaking. To say, Panyaza was saying, sign the bill, he was trying to be popular, and we will deal with these popularist characters in the ANC. You will deal with them and say what? Stop wanting to be popular. Hey, Mfethu, you need him to be popular in the ANC because he's going to win voters to vote for the ANC. You want to stop popularism. What is it that you said, that he said that is wrong? You can quote everything word for word that Panyaza Lesufi'S said, especially on the Bela Bill. Nothing he said was wrong. So now it scares us as African children to say there can be a man that can see something wrong with that, a black man that can see something wrong in Panyaza Lesufi'S advocating for the signing and the implementation of the Bela Bill in its entirety. There's someone that sees something wrong with it. Coming out to ask us, why does Panyaza not have confidence in the leadership of the ANC? You're the only one who's got confidence in the leader of the ANC. We speak to ANC people. None off camera, none of them have got full confidence in the leadership of Cyril Ramaphosa. Even now, the Bela Bill is not going to be implemented in its entirety. not going to be implemented in its entirety. Because remember, the Bela Bill, we are targeting one type of people, which is what? The private sector. The government school have got no problem in accepting any child. Private sector, that's where the problem is. Just like the National Health Bill is targeting the private sector, the Bela Bill is also targeting the private sector. And Lesufi'S Kwahube, the Minister of Basic Education, has clearly stated that they're going to formulate regulations for private schools to implement some sections. She said certain sections that are going to be. That's what she said. Certain sections.
I've already instructed my team to immediately develop guidelines that will be sent to public schools and provincial education departments by the end of January 2025. These guidelines will support school governing bodies, provincial education departments in implementing certain sections of the Bela Act. This is important for harmony and clarity in the sector. Furthermore, I have instructed the Department of Basic Education and the Director General to continue with pace the process of developing draft regulations, norms and standards, and policy that will inform the implementation of this Act. I want these to be published for public comment within the next 6 months, taking us to June 2025. Public participation is an important step in the lawmaking process. It gives South Africans an opportunity to make their voices heard and ensuring that they make inputs in the implementation of this Act. And so once these regulations have been published, the public participation process will thus then begin.
Now, the threats that the Democratic Alliance had in the beginning of this, in the process of this, trying to intimidate Cyril Ramaphosa into saying, don't sign this thing or else we will leave the government of national confusion. I remember the spokesperson of the DA said to Cyril Ramaphosa that let him try to sign it. I'm like, oh, Karabo, you're threatening the president of the country. Let him try. What will you do? Because we know when Helen Zille said leaving the government of national confusion for the Democratic Alliance is a nuclear option. If you don't know what is a nuclear option, is if you press that button, you can't go back to it. You can only use it once. So they are never going to leave, the government of national confusion. And also, Fikile Mbalula did say, no, the minister must implement this or else she would be fired. Fikile Mbalula. The DA feels like the Ministry of Basic Education is their ministry. And the president cannot select who goes into that ministry. It's a DA ministry. And that level of braveness, we don't know it from Cyril Ramaphosa. We don't know it. Even here, it was like a spineless signing, or I'm signing it, but let the minister formulate guidance. Now she's saying by the end of this January, they would have sent those guidelines to the private schools. Deliberation is going to take forever. The private schools are meeting as we're sitting now. The principals and some school government bodies of private schools are meeting and talking on how to dribble this thing so that it does not even happen in 2026. You understand what I'm saying? Because 2025 we wasted time with these 3 months. Now it's to be deliberated on in 2025 and hopefully be implemented in 2026. But they're going to make sure that they still waste time because they need to go into the 2026 local elections without implementing this thing. If you go on the DA's Facebook page and you check the comments of what white people are saying about the Bela Bill, and you check out on how disappointed they are on the way the DA has carried themselves, you can see that the DA will lose definitely some voters for aligning themselves with the ANC, number one, and also allowing this Bela Bill to be implemented. So they try to dribble us, ladies and gentlemen. They're trying. Kwahube actually said implement certain sections. Certain sections. They must implement all sections. What is certain sections? And she said it in front of us, but because she said it so fast, ngales twang English yake, it went past some of your head. So you have to go and listen to that clip again, or let me play it again here.
2025. These guidelines will support school governing bodies, provincial education departments in implementing certain sections of the Bela Act.
So it's very important to listen to the words, certain sections. Very important. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what is going to happen with the Bela Bill. All I understand and what I'm anticipating that in 2026, we're still not going to have an intake of children in the private schools. They are just going to claim not to be ready because the Department of Education is not going to force them to be ready. You need to force people. And if I'm not mistaken, I saw that Minister Farah Khan, Honorable Minister Farah Khan has passed away. Ne? Okay, I'll make a video about Farah Khan later. Let me just say, may his soul rest in peace. That's one Pan-Africanist of note. That's one Pan-Africanist of note. So I'll speak about him later. But he said everything that we want to take peacefully we're never going to get, especially land, especially our economy. But we'll talk about it. Go in the comment section. Tell me what do you think about this whole Panyaza Lesufi'S still attacking Fikile Mbalula. Fikile Mbalula attacking Panyaza, and Panyaza not answering, not doing anything. Panyaza just doing his own thing. Fikile Mbalula is fighting alone. I'm afraid Isaiah Kala serious. Do you think that the Bela Bill will be implemented in 2026 because 2025 is already late? Public participation is going to be on June 2025. I'm telling you that public participation will be private schools, private white institutions like the More Afri Forum and all of that. Some of you will be distracted with something that time. They're going to make sure they distract us with something on mainstream media. We follow. Maybe Chedima is invited back in South Africa, then we are all focused on that. Or something happens, Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute.